and I'm also at MiG Ayesa Facebook. I don't know. I'm all over the place at MiG Ayesa, but you come to my website and they'll direct you from there. So mig-music.com. Come and say hi.
Yes. Check out the music too. It's awesome stuff.
Thank you, dude. Yeah, please come.
Yeah.
Sing a song. Come along and sing a song and join the Jamboree. MIGUELAYESA.
Mm-hmm. And the final question. Why does art matter?
It makes our life worth living. It makes life worth living. It makes the world a beautiful place. It brings light to our eyes and brings warmth to the sunshine. And it makes magic. And we need magic in this world because there's so much darkness. We need some magic to light our way. And nothing does that better than art.
For sure. That's why this guy matters.
How great thou art. How great thou art.
Uh-huh. That's right.
You matter, Alex.
That's right. You too. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. It was awesome connecting with you and learning about your story, your process, and dropping lots of mics.
Dude, it was a real pleasure. Really fun. It's great to connect. And when next time I'm in Tampa, I'm coming over. And when you're in New York, we got to have a bit of a reunion, right?
Yeah, an Artist Matters reunion.
That's it. Get Laurie Ann Davis to conduct the whole thing.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, love her.
All right, thanks again for being on, and connect with him. Check him out, people.
Peace, man. Take care.
See, what did I tell you? This was so good. I'm so happy we connected, and it was such a great conversation. Thanks again, Laurie, for connecting us. I sometimes go through these, I don't know, moods or what you want to call them, where I'm like, should I keep doing this podcast? For me, some of the biggest challenges are finding the guests. If you've heard on previous episode, technical problems. Maybe it's just getting to arrange the time with them, especially if they're international. But it is a process, doing this and then having to edit the episode, then upload it, and then writing the show notes. One of my least favorite parts, to be honest. And then publishing it and hoping it finds an audience. And yeah, I look at my statistics. Maybe I shouldn't be that much. Sometimes they're very low, and it's like, I kind of feel a little down about that, and I know I shouldn't. And, well, talking with him, he really reignited some kind of spark in me. Because, wow, he just reminds me of so much potential that people have untapped, and he is such a go-getter and such a creative spirit. And, man, he finds a way. What I love is that he keeps going. He just doesn't, pigeonhole himself as just a musical performer on theatrical stages. He'll go do cruise ships. He'll go to events. And it shows, and that's how he keeps going on. I mean, for a singer, that's incredible to keep that voice moving. Obviously, it was pretty scary when he lost his voice. I mean, that's his moneymaker. But he had the will to keep going. I like how he says that he was too stubborn to have his voice taken away. He's not going to lose his voice. There's no way. It can't be taken away. Sometimes that sheer determination is what will keep you going. Because obviously, if I were to lose my voice, this podcast wouldn't be going anywhere. And even when he was talking about his stuttering problem and how learning to sing helped him get rid of it. And as he was talking to me, it just hit me that you had to be present. That's why you couldn't focus on the stutter. You had to focus on the song. You know another lyric is coming. You know the chorus is coming for the song. You got to ride this out. And there's no way you're going to get to the next word of the song if you're in your head thinking about, what am I going to talk wrong? No, you got to be in there. And that's not just for singing, but any kind of activity that's, well, from an artistic point of view, because this is what it's all about, when you're present in a painting, there's no time to be thinking about, what am I having for dinner? Or, oh, that report I got to do. No, you can focus on that. You got to be present, or else your painting is going to suck. You're going to lose part of it. That creative flow has to keep going. And I know for a fact, I've been on stage acting in plays, and your head can't be anywhere else but on that stage with the other actors on stage, or else that thing is just going to bomb, and you don't want that. So that is sage advice. Be present, especially when you're doing your creative thing, and you can't go wrong. Because whether it's performing in front of people as a singer or an actor, or even doing your own little thing, it's a disservice to yourself if you're not present, focused on what you're doing. Now, of course, with the biz, especially acting, music, probably all the arts, you're going to have rejection. And that's just the name of the game. And I couldn't put it any better than when he says that, you may just not be the right type. They are looking for this kind of person, and it's nothing personal against you. It's just they have in mind that this is the person that they want for the role. I mean, I have to say, when I auditioned for my movie, The Park, I had a wide variety of young women auditioning for the role of Sophie. And some of them were really good. But I kind of had in my mind that Sophie was going to be a blonde. I was still open to the idea that she wasn't. But when Lauren came in and auditioned, and she started saying the lines like, okay, this is Sophie. This is it. I had to pick her. So really, don't take it personal. Your audition could be something that's great, and then maybe that person sees it and remembers you for something else. So always be prepared. Like you said here, that first day of rehearsal, being off book is very important. I never thought about that, but that's a really good piece of advice. If you're going to be an actor in something, get off book. Learn your lines. Be ready so you could be open to experimentation, know where to move around the stage, or hit your marks. Got to remember that one. He mentioned something funny about the going on the Chinese cruise, because they asked him, do you speak Mandarin? He was like, can you learn it? Yeah, sure. So he had to learn it quickly. And that's one of the things in the biz I've read about. Like, someone says, can you do fencing? And if you don't say no. Like, yeah, sure, of course. Can you ride a horse? Oh, yeah. Find a way to learn it as quickly as possible, just at least to fake it till you make it, but don't say no, because you're going to have someone else is going to take that spot. So if you say yes, you just got to figure out a way to learn that new skill set. And you will. And one of the things he sticks with is always learning new stuff, new skills, new ways to do things, new creative outlets. Just his stuff he learned from those musicians at the Aussie Music Festival in New York City. He's like, wow, I didn't even know that that's another level you can reach. Someone else can do it, and that should be inspiring you to do it. And this is a dream I always remember. I had this dream, I must have been maybe in my 20s, and I was walking into this, more like a Forrest Gump-looking house. That's the best way to explain it. And there was like a little bit of a dinner party or something, and in the middle of it, I see Gene Hackman. He is reading a book on acting, how to be a better actor. And I'm thinking to myself, what the heck is he doing reading that book? So I go up to him, and I say, hi, Gene Hackman. He says, hello. I'm like, why are you reading that book? You're one of the greatest actors that ever lived. And he turns to me and says, you can never learn too much. I'll always remember that dream, and it was such a true statement. I'm always trying to learn new things, and learning a lot from my guests, especially MiG. There's so much more potential out there, and you got to move your butt. There is a hustle out there. I've heard from many. I think Billy Joel said it once, like someday he doesn't feel like writing a song or whatever, but he pushes himself and has to do something, whether it's maybe a few lines or just scales or something like that. You got to stick with it. And I need to follow that advice because I have been slacking in that area myself. As he says, you're a movie in the making, you're an epic miniseries, and now is the time for you to write your own book. Ooh, I love that. That should be put on billboards everywhere. Anyway, I know this episode's running on a little bit longer than usual, but there was so much I wanted to say, and he's really reinvigorated me to keep this going. It's almost like a Field of Dreams thing. Go the distance. Hear the voice in my head saying, go the distance. Keep with it. Keep with it is the one I hear. So I will. And, of course, you can always check out MiG and his website and all his connections. I'll put them in the show notes at theartistreallymatters.com. And, of course, share this episode with a friend, family, creative type, and hit me up on social media at InstantAlex70, Twitter at TheRealAlexRudy, and I have a Facebook group for The Artist Matters. So you have many ways to connect with me and many ways to listen to the episodes from Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, and many, many more. All right. That's it. I know I said a lot, so thank you so much for listening to this episode, and I appreciate you and all your creative input and love and support. So I will see you all next time. Until we meet again, no matter where you go, let your creativity flow.